Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive?
Always?
Okay, good. Because today we're going right to the bleeding edge.
Oh, wow.
The open source AI revolution.
Hmm.
Our source this time. An article, pretty fascinating.
Okay.
It's called DeepSeek R1, the open source AI revolution that changes everything.
Catchy title.
Right. But get this, it really claims this is about to change everything.
Mm-hmm. Bold statement.
Totally. So remember back when, like, building top-tier AI?
Yeah.
That was only for, the Googles, the big guys with billions.
Right, the massive budgets, yeah.
Not anymore.
That's right. Things are changing rapidly. We're seeing a real shift.
Yeah.
AI development is opening up, becoming much more democratic.
And that's what this article dives into. Right?
Absolutely.
DeepSeek R1.
Yeah.
A fully open source AI system, which is like, whoa, a game changer.
Huge implications.
So open source, for anyone who, hasn't bumped into the term.
Right, right.
It means anyone can get at the code.
Exactly.
Tweak it, even build on it.
Total transparency.
Completely different from how, say, OpenAI or Google have always done things. Yeah.
Night and day. They've kept their models locked down tight.
Yeah.
Proprietary, very much a closed system.
But this is, oh God.
Yeah.
Don't open the lab doors. Everyone's invited to innovate.
Precisely. And it shakes things up, especially for those big tech companies.
Oh, yeah, because their whole thing was controlling access, right?
Exactly. Their power came from having the most advanced AI.
So what happens when that control slips?
That's the million-dollar question. And
Right.
that's what's so interesting about this DeepSeek R1. It's not just some little experiment.
Right.
It's already showing what it can do, making people rethink those old assumptions about who can develop serious AI.
And the article has real examples, which is what I loved.
Oh, absolutely. Real-world applications.
Like you've got these Berkeley professors, right?
Yeah, I read about that.
Built a thinking model.
Hmm.
And for how much? $450.
I know. Makes you wonder what's next.
And then NVIDIA,
Yeah.
home-sized supercomputer. Oh, come on.
It's like they're handing out AI development kits in cereal boxes now.
Right. So it really is becoming, like the article says, it's not countries battling anymore.
Oh, that's a great point. The new battle lines.
Open source versus closed source.
Exactly. Does that remind you of any other tech showdowns?
Ooh, good question. Like,
Think back. We've seen this pattern.
okay, yeah. Like Linux versus Windows, way back.
There you go.
Or Android versus iOS, more recent.
Yep.
Or even Wikipedia
Yeah.
going up against Encyclopedia Britannica.
Classic example. And what's the common thread there? Open source often wins?
Becomes even bigger than the closed, yeah.
More powerful, more popular. So is open source AI on that same trajectory? Is it going to eclipse the big corporations?
Oh, that's the question, isn't it?
And this article makes a very compelling case that this shift could be even more monumental than those past battles.
So DeepSeek R1 is a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
But the article goes deeper, right? It gets kind of philosophical.
Oh, yeah, things get pretty deep. I mean, it even quotes Ilya Sutskever, one of the OpenAI founders.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he raises a really interesting ethical dilemma about superintelligent AI. Like, if we get to the point where AI is designing things we can't even grasp,
Whoa.
should that kind of AI be open source? Should everyone have access?
So he's saying open access is good, but maybe there's a limit.
That seems to be his worry. How do we balance the benefits of open access with the potential risks of letting such powerful AI run free?
Heavy stuff. That's a tough one.
It is, and it's what makes this whole discussion so fascinating.
Yeah. We're talking about the future of AI here.
And the choices we make today, they have a big impact down the road.
And the article doesn't shy away from the risks either.
Oh, no, it dives right in.
Data privacy, misuse by, bad actors.
No what ifs.
National security even.
Oh, very real concerns.
And then there's superintelligence itself. Like,
Right, what does that even mean? How do we define it?
exactly. What does it look like?
It's a tough one, but basically it's AI that's smarter than us in every way. Can learn, problem solve, but also it can invent, create things we wouldn't even imagine.
Okay, so if we can't even define it, how do we control it?
Right. The article talks about decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs.
DAOs, yeah, I've heard the term.
So as a possible solution,
But how would that even work?
well, DAOs are basically AI networks, right?
Yeah.
But they're controlled by a distributed community, not one central authority.
Yeah.
The idea is instead of corporations or governments running things, you have these decentralized networks of people making the decisions about AI development and how it gets used.
So instead of a few powerful players controlling everything,
Exactly.
it's more democratic. Decisions are made by a bigger group.
Precisely. And the article suggests that DAOs could be a way to ensure that AI development actually aligns with what humans want and need.
Aligns with our values, yeah. But could DAOs really handle something as complex as superintelligent AI?
I mean, wouldn't that require a ton of trust and coordination?
That's a great question, and we'll definitely dive deeper into the potential of DAOs in the next part of our deep dive.
DAOs running superintelligent AI. It's mind-blowing, right?
It is, but before we get lost in the how,
Yeah.
maybe we need to step back and ask why.
Ooh, okay, I like that. Why DAOs in the first place?
Because there's this tension, right, between wanting crazy innovation,
Yeah.
but also making sure things are safe.
Right, so open source is like, you're giving everyone amazing tools,
Exactly.
but they got to know how to use them.
And with AI, the stakes are so much higher.
Oh, for sure.
We're not talking about like a cool app. This is stuff that could change society.
The article used this analogy, I loved it, like a global AI race.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
But it's not countries competing anymore, it's
ideas, it's open source development, pushing the limits.
so exciting. Makes you want to be a part of it.
It does, but it's exciting and a huge responsibility.
Yeah, totally.
If we're going to embrace this open source thing.
We got to make sure everyone benefits, not just a few.
So back to DAOs. How do they fit in?
Okay, so one of the big AI challenges, especially as it gets smarter,
Yeah.
is making sure it's actually working for humans, you know?
Turn it against us, all that sci-fi stuff.
Exactly. So DAOs, the idea is,
Yeah.
imagine one that's overseeing some new AI system
Right.
instead of, say, one company making all the calls.
Right.
You've got this decentralized network, people with different expertise, values,
So it's like checks and balances, but for AI.
a way to spread the power out. No one's in total control.
Makes sense.
And DAOs are transparent, so anyone can see how decisions are made,
Accountability, yeah.
which is often missing from the old way of doing things.
But wouldn't a DAO for AI be, like, insanely hard to manage?
All that coordination, getting everyone to agree,
Right.
it's true, a big hurdle. But the article says,
Yeah.
as blockchain tech gets better and other decentralized tools, DAOs will be more and more able to handle complex stuff.
Okay, and the article also mentioned DAOs, like protecting against misuse.
Right, the bad actors.
How would that work?
Well, DAOs are tough to break
Oh.
because no one's in charge. It's not like hacking one system.
Ah, so it's like a system with no front door.
Exactly. You'd have to take over a huge chunk of the network, not worth it for most hackers.
That's clever. But come on, DAOs are new, right? Untested. Can we really trust them with super intelligent AI?
It's a fair point. Definitely healthy to be skeptical. But the thing is, the old ways of governing, they're just not keeping up with how fast AI is growing.
So maybe DAOs are our best shot, even if they're not perfect.
It's less about perfect, more about what works best in this totally new situation.
Yeah.
And DAOs, being decentralized, transparent, community-run,
Yeah.
they're a good alternative to the old centralized way tech's always been.
It's like we're not replacing the whole system. We're finding new tools for the job.
Exactly. And open source is great for that, right?
Yeah.
Experimentation, lots of different ideas, see what sticks.
Makes you think, what's tech going to look like in 10 years?
Right. Is everything decentralized, power spread out, more people having a say?
If so, we better understand DAOs.
For sure. They could be running a lot more than just AI.
Okay, so nuts and bolts time.
Let's get technical.
How does a DAO actually work? I get the decentralization part, but
Okay, picture a DAO that's funding AI research, right? It's got rules, but those rules are coded in like smart contracts.
smart contracts. Yeah, I've heard that.
They're agreements, but they run on a blockchain automatically.
So no one person is deciding, it's all pre-programmed?
Exactly. And everyone can see the rules, total transparency.
Okay, but how do people join this DAO? Do I need to be, like, a coder?
Not at all. Usually you get tokens. They represent ownership in the DAO.
Tokens, like cryptocurrency.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And those tokens let you vote.
So more tokens, more power.
Generally, yeah. But there's ways to structure it so it's fair.
Right, so one rich person can't just take over.
Exactly. Okay, so back to our research DAO.
Yeah.
Say some scientists have a new AI project, like early disease detection.
Cool.
They submit their proposal to the DAO, goals, budget, all that.
And then everyone votes. Thumbs up or down.
Pretty much. DAO members look it over, ask questions, debate.
It's peer review, but decentralized.
Love that. And because it's all on a blockchain,
Yeah.
Everything's recorded. Anyone can see what happened.
Way different from how research money usually gets handed out.
Oh, yeah, closed doors. Who.
This is way more open.
And it could bring in so many more voices, new ideas.
But wouldn't you have to, like, really trust those DAO members?
To make smart decisions about complex research.
Yeah, exactly.
There's ways to design DAOs to address that. Like,
Yeah.
you could verify people's credentials.
Make sure they're actual expert.
Right, or have subgroups within the DAO focused on specific areas.
So like a healthcare subgroup for those disease detection proposals.
Exactly. And they'd all be doctors, researchers, people who know their stuff.
This is wild. DAOs could change so much more than just AI.
Oh, for sure. Decision-making in general could get a lot more transparent, accountable.
But they're still so new, lots of challenges.
Absolutely. Technical stuff, social stuff, we're still figuring it out.
But the potential is huge.
Yeah.
Like a whole new way to govern not just tech, but anything.
Exactly. And we're
Yeah.
just at the beginning.
So it's not just about like picking the best projects, it's about who benefits too.
Exactly. More voices, more perspectives shaping AI. It's a big shift from how tech usually operates.
Yeah, no more closed doors.
And a lot of people are saying this is what we need if we want AI that's actually good for humanity.
I see, yeah. The article even suggests DAOs could help spread the wealth from AI too.
Oh, yeah, that's a fascinating idea.
So not just who gets to build the AI, but who profits from it.
Exactly. Like, imagine a DAO running some AI that's making tons of money.
Okay, yeah.
Instead of that going to one company or a few investors,
Right.
it gets split among the DAO members, the people who actually built and governed the AI.
Wow, that could change things. A more fair, inclusive tech world.
It's a goal worth aiming for, and with open source growing,
Yeah.
that idea is getting more and more attention.
It's crazy to think how much AI has changed, even just in the last few years,
Right. From something only giants could touch.
to something anyone can get involved with.
So, looking ahead as we go deeper into this open source AI world,
Yeah, what do you see as the biggest, like, challenges and opportunities?
Good question. I think one of the biggest challenges is going to be the ethics of it all.
Yeah, that keeps coming up.
As AI gets more powerful, more independent,
Makes its own choices, all that.
we have to have really strong rules, make sure it's used for good.
Right.
DAOs can help, but it's not a magic solution.
No silver bullet, yeah.
We need everyone working together, scientists, coders, governments, regular people.
It's like we're building this amazing thing,
Yeah,
but we don't have the instruction manual.
that's a great way to put it. And things change so fast.
Yeah.
Who knows what problems we'll be facing in a few years.
But at least we're not alone, right? Like, it's not just up to a few experts.
Exactly. And that's a big opportunity with open source. So many more people can contribute. The innovation could explode.
Like taking the brakes off, letting everyone try their idea.
Exactly. Imagine the breakthroughs when you have that many minds working on something.
This has been awesome.
I know, right?
We went from DeepSeek R1 all the way to DAOs running super intelligent AI.
It feels like we're on the edge of something huge.
We are, and it's both exciting and, like, kind of scary.
Oh, absolutely. So much potential. But we got to be careful, too.
So for our listeners, as they're thinking about all this,
Yeah. What should they take away?
what are the, like, key things to remember?
First, stay curious. AI is moving fast, so keep learning. New tools, the ethics debates, how DAOs work, all of it.
Don't fall behind.
And don't just watch, get involved.
Okay.
Check out open source projects, join those online communities, even just have conversations about AI with your friends.
Right, like this stuff matters to everyone.
Exactly. And remember, the future of AI isn't set in stone. It's what we all make it through the choices we make every day.
That's a good point. It's easy to feel helpless, like tech is just going to happen to us.
But it's not. We have a say.
This whole deep dive has been so eye-opening, really makes you think.
Me too. And it brings us back to the main point, right? This open source AI revolution.
Yeah,
It's not just about tech, it's about how we do tech.
right.
More open, more collaboration, more people in charge.
And that's what we need to figure out now, how to make sure this revolution benefits everyone.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into open source AI.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you've enjoyed it, learned some stuff, and most importantly,
Yeah.
keep thinking about these questions. They matter.
They do, because the future is being built right now.
Until next time, dive deep.